This is the third part of the Drawing 5 tutorial. We finished drawing part 2 and we had completed the first few pieces of detail. We're going to go ahead and finish the drawing in this tutorial. Now the last pieces of detail we see, it has a front jaw piece that's cut out and it has a tapered edge on each side. Now, the tapered edges are not dimensioned. We don't have angular dimensions, so we don't know what the angle of those lines are. The length of those lines are also not dimensioned. So just like when we did the board drawings, we need to find the 2 points where we know that the line ends, and then we connect those 2 points to create our cutoff. Now we're going to work off the front face of this drawing. If we go back and we look at the image, we can see that it's an overall width of 40. We've already taken care of the height to 20. And we can see the overall width of the cutout is 25. So we've got an overall width of 40, and then the inside is 25. So the first thing I need to do is find the center point. The overall width of the entire project was 70. So my center point is going to be 35 millimeters in from one edge. I'm going to use my tape measure tool again. I'm going to drag in 35, find the center point of that front face. All right. Now I'm going to work out. So we'll start with the outside features to the inside. Again, if I go back, we can see that it's 40 inches spanning the outside of the front edges. So we can come to the front face. I'm going to use the pencil tool. I'm going to come 20 millimeters from center outwards. At the end point of that line, I can drag a straight line up along that face. I'm also going to come from the center line and go 20 millimeters out from center on the end point and come upwards. Now this is one point of the cutout for the angles on the front face. We need to identify the back edge. And if we look at the drawing here, we can see that the back point is 50 millimeters from the front corner to the back. So I'm going to go back to my drawing. I'm going to look at the side, and I'm going to trace from this top corner 50 millimeters, 50, back. The end point here will connect to the top guide point that we've created. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Come back a distance of 50 millimeters. Find the end point of that line and connect there. Once you have those lines in, we can verify the dimensions. 50 millimeters back to that point. If we check the other side, 50 millimeters back to that point. Another quick check would be just creating a line between. You can see that it's a straight line, so we know those points line up. Now we can use the push-pull tool to delete those two corners just by clicking on the top surface and dragging down through the shape. All right, we're almost done with this drawing. The last component is the cutout in the front part of the jaw. Now the width of the front part of the jaw is 25. Half of 25 is going to be 12 and 1/2. It's a little bit trickier to figure out. It doesn't come out even, but half of 25 is 12.5. So we're going to go back to our drawing, use our pencil tool. From the center point, we can drag out a distance of 12.5 on the enter button, find the end point of that line. Now for this one, I'm going to drag it straight back from that point. If we look back at our drawing, we can see that that cutout is a distance of 30 millimeters. So when I come back to my sketch, I can drag it straight back a distance of 30. The overall width of that cutout, again, is 25. So I can key in 25. And I can come back to front face. Now, there you saw that it was trying to grab a line from the midpoint. When you're drawing these lines, make sure that you're on the appropriate axis. When you're on the axis, the line's going to turn color. Right there, the line is green, which means I'm drawing on that axis, and that's where I want that line to ensure that it's straight. So I can click on the front face. You can use the push-pull tool then, which is right here, to drag through that image. that is the end of part 3. Part 4, I am going to show you how to dimension this object so that you can include the dimensions in your drawing. So continue with part 4 to add dimensioning.